Oliver Barclay is the creative manager of the Soho House Museum here in Handsworth. He has been working in museums in Birmingham since about the year 2000. We met him and we found out that working at the Soho House Museum is a very enjoyable experience because it is such a unique piece of history. It also plays an important role in the scene of Birmingham's industrial development.
Birmingham has this amazing history coming from really just a village 800 years ago. But by always being very open to trade and gradually the manufacture of smallish metal goods, which we now know is what Birmingham has built its fortunes on. I made silver for all the country houses in Britain and Europe, and he made gilded, which we call ormolu objects, which he sent to like Catherine the Great in Russia's court, George III's royal household would have things made right here in Soho House. So it's kind of fun to come here and see that this place, when now it's just really built over and people kind of live here, it's their home, but actually, you know, a couple of hundred years ago was you know, leading the field in technological and scientific developments and producing the finest things, certainly the finest things that Birmingham had ever produced at the time. Matthew Bolton was born in 1728, the son of a Birmingham buckle and button maker who had a factory, a small factory really, out in Snow Hill in Birmingham, which most people know now is where the station is, but we'll be doing lots of little factories around that area. But after Matthew Bolton's father died, he inherited the business, and he also married his first wife, Mary, and through the marriage to her, she came from quite a wealthy family, so he inherited also a large sort of dowry from her. And with that money and with his ambitions to take that skilled but nevertheless small-scale business of buttons and buckle making, he was searching for a new area, and he moved out here to Handsworth, which was, you know, miles up the road, and you know, if you like, a country lane, not as well connected as it is today. And here he established the house, which was then just a very basic kind of rural watermill. And that's where Matthew Bolton began really enlarging the house that was here around the sort of 1762 date. By 1766, Bolton himself had moved into the house and made it his home. And he jigged the house several times over its lifetime. So the frontage that you're seeing at the moment is really a remodelling of the house from 1797. So as fashions came in and as maybe he got more money, he would change the building to look more fashionable and change it around a bit. So he lived here from 1766 till his death in 1809. And it really is the place where most of his major breakthroughs came. And Matthew Bolton himself is what we call a polymath, in that he was a man of many talents, and he would jump from project to project and always trying to improve things and modernise and make the best things that he could possibly make.
The huge manufactory that was built here at great cost in an expanded house, entertaining friends and other people that knew him, Matthew Bolton was producing the finest objects of those times.
Soho House gets its name, according to legend, from a local inn which had on its sign a hunting horn, and Soho is the sound of the hunting horn.
Nowadays, the Soho House Museum is being visited by tourists from all around the world.
It's a wonderful site that people come to see from all over the world. We have people come from as far afield as Japan to kind of find out about Birmingham's amazing industrial history. Matthew Bolton, whose house it was, and all the friends and people he was acquainted with, and the amazing things that were built in this area, you know, which were the finest things of their day. We also show people Matthew Bolton had on his desk enormous candlesticks, but also oil lamps. Because what people don't realise is candles were very expensive, not as cheap as they are today. And so in those early days, when it got dark, people just went to bed because it was too expensive to stay up, so they kind of got up early in the morning and worked, and they would go to bed earlier. And it's just interesting to feel how people in the past lived differently. You know, obviously they were essentially the same as us, but they did have to live in different ways, and you know, we can tell those stories in a house like Soho House. And I hope that that history is a history that kind of inspires people, because it just shows you that people from fairly humble beginnings can really reach out there and be kind of leaders in their field, like Matthew Bolton and the people he mixed with were.